Help! Help! Help!
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. This is Brother Clifton Raheem Bradley, the Underground Railroad television show and podcast coming from out of Chicago. And we all know that there's a budget deficit going on. We know about Sanctuary City, but I have somebody on to give a different perspective. We all know I'm conservative. We know that. So please introduce yourself, brother.
My name is Anthony Stevens. I'm a holistic health practitioner. I also go by the name of Tony. I teach yoga. I'm into wellness. And brother here wanted to hear my perspectives on certain topics. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. And I want to, thank you for accepting the invitation. And what I would like to ask you, talk about Donald Trump and Sanctuary City, but first I would like to ask you, there's a budget deficit that is going on at this in year 2025, and the Republicans and the Democrats they don't seem to have the will to want to solve the problem. Who's right and who's wrong? Because the Republicans are saying, why should individuals that snuck into this country, I came here unlawfully, get federal money for Medicare? Are the Democrats right? And they say everybody deserves it.
Wow, that's pretty loaded. But anyway, um, everything works on a system. And the way I believe it is and the way I see it is the system is already in place. And that system says that the 1%, which is about 19 or about 9 families, control everything. The British controls the banking system. The States is the armed forces, I guess. The Vatican controls the religious aspects of it. Bottom line, we're all puppets. We're all enslaved. Democrat Republicans are basically opposite wings of the same bird because they comply to the 1%, which controls everything. We get programmed from the very beginning through the so-called educational system, and all that does is prepare you for a job. The real thing is about corporations. It's about business, profit over people, and that's down the line. There's no party that can make a real change unless the 1% says
I mean, going back, I hear what you're saying, but you know what? It has to be resolved, and who do you think should give in? I mean,
Well,
do you think that it's right for people that unlawfully came into the United States of America and went to sanctuary cities
well,
to get money that's entitled for citizens of the United States of
well, my
America?
brother,
Yes,
first of all,
yes.
the first illegal people were the Europeans
Okay.
that came to this country. There were people here already. They came here and stole land, uh, did what they did, made almost a people extinct. So that was the beginning of this situation that we're in right now. And it's never been, if you're talking about illegal immigrants, these are Europeans. So basically, that's the way I see it at this point. How it's going to change, or will it change?
Hmm.
I would say when more of us become enlightened,
Hmm.
when the masses of us become, if you think about it, and I hope I'm not getting off
No,
script.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, we had Malcolm X, we had Martin Luther King Jr., we had Fred Hampton, Mark Clark. These were people who were talking about uniting the people,
Yes.
bringing all of us together as one, because there's only one race on the planet, and that's the human race.
Hmm.
So we're divided, which is a Hannibal strategy, divide and conquer. When we talk about different races,
Hmm.
there's different cultures, but there's only one race on the planet, and that's the human race.
So what you say, what right now in year 2025, and people that are looking at this particular show right now, you can archive this to see what we were going through in 2025. Okay. So your assessment of Donald Trump, can you give us your I assume that you're a Democrat, independent.
Uh,
What is your assessment of Donald Trump and
I think
his actions? I'm going to say his policies.
I think Donald Trump caters toward the racist part of America.
Okay.
Okay, the perception is what's going to be good for Europeans in this country is the policy that he's pushing, and for those people who have a racist view, who don't really understand the true history, he's catering to that mentality. Never before, if I'm not mistaken, has there ever been a convicted felon that was the United States president. I mean, obviously. So this is saying he's above the law.
Question: You don't think that the DOJ, the DOJ, was weaponized against him because he was a threat of becoming the president of the United States and beating Biden? You don't think that it was weaponized?
I'm not sure on that question.
Okay.
Okay, what?
There are people out there like in the conservative world. They believe that the DOJ, the Department of Justice, was weaponized intentionally against Donald Trump. And so, if he would have just stayed away and just been an average citizen, they would have left him alone. But I'll go to another question. You don't think it was weaponized?
To get him in or to
No,
keep
I'm
him
talking
out?
about by the Biden administration.
Okay,
There's a group of people that believe that the DOJ was weaponized. Okay, and he happens to believe that too. Of course, I don't believe that the election that he say he won, he lost. I don't believe he won it, but I believe that the DOJ was weaponized against him.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
It's, I
Mhm.
can't comment on that.
Okay. And so you live in Chicago. You live in Chicago, Illinois. Are you in compliance city? Are you in compliance with giving money to individuals that have come into the country unlawfully and violated federal law? So are you in compliance with that?
Well,
Because this capital that's being siphoned is taking money away, a capital for citizens in Chicago. Medicare is taking money from Medicare. You're giving money in Medicare to people that they have not contributed towards the system and Social Security. So you're in favor of that. I'm asking you.
no, I'm not in favor of people. Well, let's put it like this. I have some exposure to some people who are trying to get into this country,
Mm-hmm.
so-called legally,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to go through a certain policies and
Mm-hmm.
procedures and learning about the country and so forth and so on
Mm-hmm.
before they are recognized as citizens. And then becoming citizens, now they're able to take part into the system and get benefits to whatever the system was offering them. So when you have people just there was a time when Haitians tried to get in here and they were sent right back. I mean, so it is a wall or a blockage for anybody coming into this country um, to to get help. There's poverty all over. There's poverty right here in this country. I can drive down the street a lot of days and I see people who are not illegals
Mm-hmm.
sleeping under the viaducts, and and I do remember when these people who are already here, citizens, were sleeping in these tents,
Yes.
that the police uh, dismantled them, took their tents down, made them move.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
then we have a group of people coming from other countries, and
Uh-huh.
they are able to set up tents and I guess you call it squat. I don't know squat.
Swatters.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then end up getting benefit. Now I've heard this. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that a lot of them are getting money um, to to operate, money to food to eat. I don't believe anybody should starve.
Okay.
Bottom line.
Okay.
But at the same time, if I have a household and I have a family and my family has food, I don't think it's fair for people or outside of my family just to come into my house and eat the food that my family has. So from that aspect of it, I don't see it being fair. Um,
So are you saying in reality you do not support your mayor of Chicago,
well,
Brandon,
well,
that wants to
first of
keep
all,
things?
I don't think Brandon, the mayor, made this a sanctuary city.
No, he didn't. But
So
he could
he
bring it
had,
to the Florida and
yeah,
say this is,
but it
and
is
bring
a
it to the
sanctuary
vote.
city. I don't agree with Trump sending in troops, ICE. I don't think that that's cool because they're out of control in my mind. From what I've seen, and I haven't followed that to the utmost, but for what I'm seeing, that's Gestapo tactics when they could come in and just swoop up people on what they think is, and then without due process, without just grab people up off the street and incarcerate them. I don't think that that's
Well, I
anything.
like for you to address this issue. Then, are you saying that in Washington D.C., since the since the National Guards have come, there have been no homicides and the crime has been minimized? Are
I
you
don't know
saying
that's true.
I could show it to you?
Okay,
Okay,
let me say this. Let me say this.
so
We have a thing called media.
mhm,
We're on media right now.
yeah,
So if I'm put on the media here as an expert
hmm,
and I say certain things,
yes,
I'm getting credibility because I'm supposed to be an expert saying certain things.
yes,
When we watch the news,
yes,
we only know what they tell us.
yes,
So
yeah.
how do we actually know what they're telling us is actual fact?
Well, I mean that's you know what, putting it in that perspective, but it is a reason that we read and we do research so we could sit down and make decisions about what we perceive to be real. It's the reason why they make books. It's the reason why they have reports. It's the reason why.
Books can be deceiving. There
Yes.
were books that said that black folks was less than human.
Yeah.
We three first human. And this was taught in schools and universities where people went to be educated to come out to believe that this was true. And that's not true. So just because it's in a book and it's published, don't make it the truth.
So you would say it's an inaccuracy of our possibility of it being an inaccuracy of talking about the decline in Washington D.C. of homicides and criminal activity. Since if the National Guards are there, would that not be a deterrent from somebody that's thinking about doing crime? In other words, if I'm getting ready to commit a crime and I know that there's a presence of police or guards, I'm not going to do it. Would you agree with that or disagree with that? Average person wouldn't. Would you agree with that?
Well, probably not. I mean, if you're standing right in front of the police, I'll give you an example of what I saw
Mm-hmm.
on TV.
Mm-hmm.
The railroad track, and I don't know if in the 40s or wherever that was, a group of people
Mm-hmm.
looting the trains,
Mm-hmm.
taking stuff off trains, running with a police car sitting right there watching them. This was recorded. So I'm saying either they were in their sleep, didn't care, or were sanctioning them doing what they were
You're
doing.
singing to the choir. So therefore, we're in compliance that the local law officials in Chicago are not doing their job because what you just said, is it not a tragedy? The young people go downtown
Oh yeah,
and go
I
downtown
agree.
and be what
Listen,
child
listen,
buildings and
listen,
all that.
listen.
And if
There's a
if if the National Guards can prevent one homicide, you're saying it's not worth it.
No, I don't say that.
I'm asking.
I'm just saying I don't know that they are really a deterrent because crime is going to happen no matter what. It may not happen in front of your face. They may not shoot you in front of the police station, but there's other places that it can happen.
But you just said if a police is standing there, National Guard,
No, I'm saying
individual would think twice about committing a criminal activity. So I'm trying to understand.
well, the point that you brought up about the young people uh, crashing into these places downtown
Mhm.
and stealing stuff. Were there police presence? It didn't stop them from doing what they were
I
doing,
think they would have thought twice if there
but
was
they
a
still did
if,
what they
if
did.
there was a National Guard presence.
National Guards are citizens. They're not police.
I agree. I'm saying is your presence can be a deterrent against somebody that's saying, you know what, because of the cause and effect, because they're standing there. You know what? I'm going to reevaluate. I don't think I'm going to do that. That's not possible.
Anything's possible.
I like
Anything's
talking to
possible.
you.
Anything
I
is
like I
possible.
like to. It's a deterrent. Would you
It,
agree?
it
Would
could
you
it could be
agree?
it could be a
I
deterrent.
disagree. So
So
so in the city where you live at,
my
is
brother, let me say this to you.
okay. Go ahead, brother.
I saw Trayvon Martin situation.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw, and this is somebody, a citizen,
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be a watch person,
Mm-hmm.
who who stalked a 17-year-old young man,
Mm-hmm.
was told to stand down,
Mm-hmm.
continue to do what he did,
Mm-hmm.
and murdered this young man and got away with it. Okay, um,
Strong.
the Brown case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sandra Bland.
Yeah.
These are situations on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the first brother in California, Rodney King. These
Can
are
we all get
recorded
along?
situations,
Yes.
and they get away with that. These are police officers, criminals
Yeah.
who get away with these acts of violence. So you got to realize too, I don't know if I'm still in.
No, no,
You
you're
follow?
okay. That's what I got you on here to hear a
So
different perspective.
so for me as a black man
Mm-hmm.
living in America,
Mm-hmm.
I have issues with police,
Mm-hmm.
and I come from kind of like a police family.
Mm-hmm.
I had an uncle back in the day when I was
Two
young. Was a
gun Pete
police.
and all of them.
Well, yeah, he came up during that
Yeah,
time, Two
okay.
Gun Pete's time.
Mm-hmm.
But and I myself wanted to be a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
But when I really found out what that was all about, I decided that wasn't my job. I'm
Yes.
more of a social worker than a police officer. Okay, I like helping people,
Yes.
protect and serve. When I went to the so-called apply for that job, the first thing they told me in the classroom, I don't want to hear nobody. I want to know why you want to be a police officer, and I don't want to hear protect and serve.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear that from anybody.
Thanks for the people that's watching. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm thinking, well, if I'm not out here to make a difference, to protect and serve, what am I out here for? I found out that police were actually slave catchers. That's how they were organized. They started out being slave catchers. They called the patty rollers. Later on,
Mm-hmm.
that had something to do with the Irish, but
Mm-hmm.
these were wagons that went out to catch runaway slaves. They were designed to protect property,
Mm-hmm.
not people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and even today, they still protect property, not people. I have situations many times where police have been called in. They take their time about coming.
Oh, on the east side of Chicago,
Yeah,
I know they
that's
do.
in our community.
I know they do.
So, you know, it just the thing about this is
Mm-hmm.
we're in a situation that's been going on for centuries or years, and until the masses of us know the truth,
Yeah.
there's not going to be a change.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, if we don't think of what would happen if nobody paid their taxes.
Be
Nobody.
going to anarchy.
Nobody paid their taxes. See, that tax money, that's a lie where they say that tax money is going. That tax money is going to to the to the upper class, to the rich.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the one percenters. It feeds back to them. We're not taught about business because matter of fact, the United States is a corporation.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So it's all about business. But when you go to school, you don't learn about business. You learn what they tell you to do. Go to school, get a good education. So what? So
Yes.
you get a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're workers,
Yes.
and people are geared and programmed to work a job.
Mm-hmm.
So you trade your time for dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And when they talk about minimum wage of $15 an hour, what it you got to figure you work 40 hours. Um, you work 40 hours a week for 40 years to retire on 40% less of your income
Yes.
when inflation has gone up. So they've used you up. You've been a slave.
You know what I have? You know what? I happen to think that what people that stay in a situation like you can change, you can write your own narrative. You can by getting more education, by getting a trade. You can write your own narrative. If you stay in a state of inertia, I think that's your fault. And you know what? Even if you don't give me a job, I can create a job. I can.
But you're not programmed to do that. You got to figure out. You go to kindergarten, or let's say preschool. Preschool, you go to a place.
Mm-hmm.
You take a nap time.
Mm-hmm.
You get up. You have a snack time.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get a little play time.
Mm-hmm.
You get out of preschool. You go to kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
In kindergarten, you have a nap time. Same kind of process.
Mm-hmm.
First grade, you sit in a little cubicle.
Mm-hmm.
You have maybe a 15-minute break. You might have a recess. When I was a kid, we went outside. I don't know what they do today,
Mm-hmm.
but you had a little break. Then you came back. Then school's out, you go home, you repeat that process. That's programming you right now for a job.
You can break this cycle.
The only way you're going to break that cycle is somebody has got to show you how to break it. If your mother and father are working a job, your grandfather and grandmother worked a job, and you come up, they're training you, get your education, child, so you can go and get you a good job and take care of yourself. Everybody's teaching job. Nobody's teaching, let me show you generational wealth. We have trust fund here that you can live off of, but at the same time, you have to create stuff so you can put more money into the trust fund so that your children and your children's children and your children's children can benefit. That is not being taught nowhere.
So when you get through, I want to go back to immigration.
Okay.
What I would like to ask you when I make an assessment of Mayor Brandon Johnson and J.B. Pritzker, they do not want the National Guards to come to Chicago, which constitutionally they are right, because it implicates that they have failed. They have failed at their job. The curfew law is not even being observed. Is the curfew law being observed in Chicago?
Curfew law?
It's 10:30. It's curfew.
That hasn't happened since I was a child.
Okay, it's not even being observed.
But that hasn't happened since I was a child.
Okay.
I'm an old man.
I know what your grandfather was doing. Any message for your grandchildren? Great.
Because I happen to have known someone who was in the NSA.
Okay.
All right? And they don't know what they'll know now. I've been in their building with him. Did you see it?
Yes, sir.
And they
Some people don't know what NSA
the National Security Administration. And when I walked up in there and seen that, they got video screens. I mean, from here to 35th Street.
Those street cameras, right?
Those are the screens like you watch on a computer.
Right.
All right? They got a room where they listen to conversations all around the country. All right? That's why I can say what I said. But they let me go because he was an important person. And they figured if he was pregnant, it was all right. All right? They made a mistake, but I never forgot that.
Well, wait a minute, all the while.